Have you ever felt like something inside you is holding you back, even when you're doing your best? It's not always other people. It's not always bad luck. Sometimes, the biggest enemy is your ego. In his book, Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday explains how our ego, our need to be important, to look smart, to be in control, can quietly ruin our chances at success. This book is not about being lazy or having low self-esteem. It's about learning to control the part of us that talks too much, acts too proud, and blocks us from growing. Most people want to be seen, praised, and given credit. That's ego talking. But Ryan says there's a better way to grow. Stop trying to be the star and start helping others shine. Think of yourself like a blank canvas. When you let others paint on your canvas, when you support them, make things easier for them, and do the unglamorous work, you're growing faster. You learn more. You earn trust. And when it's your time, you'll be ready. This doesn't mean you're being used. It means you're learning by serving. Just like Leonardo da Vinci, who spent years doing small tasks for his teacher before becoming great himself. So instead of asking, "When will I get credit?" ask, "How can I help?" That mindset leads to real success. Ego loves to talk. It wants to tell everyone our big plans. I'm starting a business. I'm going to be famous. It feels good to say it, but that feeling is fake. The more we talk, the less we act. And real progress only comes from doing, not talking. Talking tricks our brain into thinking we've already achieved something, even when we haven't done anything yet. So keep your plans to yourself. Focus on the work. Let your results do the talking. When you talk less and do more, you stay focused, stay humble, and get real things done. That's how you stay ahead of your ego. There are two kinds of people in the world. Some want to be something like, "I want to be famous," or "I want to be a CEO." Others focus on doing something, like, "I want to solve problems," or "I want to build a great team." Ryan says the to-be mindset is driven by ego. It's about titles, status, and attention. But the to-do mindset is about purpose. It's about real impact. If you focus on doing great work, you'll naturally grow and get noticed. But that's not the goal. The goal is to contribute, not just look successful. So ask yourself, do you want to look like a leader or be one? Do you want to look smart or solve real problems? Choose to do, not just be. Ego hates being a beginner. It wants to act like it already knows everything. But here's the truth. We all have things to learn no matter how smart or talented we are. Ryan says the best way to grow is to become a student, someone who listens, studies, and stays humble. Even masters like Bruce Lee and Benjamin Franklin stayed students their whole lives. They asked questions. They practiced. They never assumed they knew it all. Ego wants you to pretend. But learning requires honesty. You have to admit what you don't know so you can improve. So instead of acting like an expert, stay curious. Be a student forever. That's how real growth happens. Most people say, follow your passion. But Ryan Holiday says, wait, be careful. Passion sounds good, but it can actually be dangerous when ego takes control. Passion makes us rush. It makes us act without thinking. It blinds us to problems. Ego loves passion because it feels exciting and powerful, but that feeling can fade fast. Instead of being driven by loud passion, focus on purpose. Purpose is calm, it's steady, it's focused on the long term. Passion says, do it now. Purpose says, do it right. Ryan isn't saying you should never be excited. He's saying, don't let excitement control you. Let purpose guide you, not ego. So don't chase shiny things just because they feel good. Stay patient. Stay focused. That's where real success comes from. Ryan explains that when you're just starting, the best way to grow is by making things easier for others. Take the tasks no one else wants. Do the background work. Learn by helping. Most people let their ego get in the way. They think, that's not my job, or I deserve better. But that mindset blocks you from learning and earning trust. When you help others, you build strong connections. You gain skills. You earn a good reputation. And over time, those quiet efforts turn into big opportunities. So instead of trying to get ahead, quickly ask, how can I be useful right now? That's how you grow without ego. Passion can be loud. Ego wants attention. But real progress is quiet, patient, and humble. Next, we'll talk about how ego can make us impulsive and proud unless we learn to slow down and stay grounded. Ego wants to act fast. It pushes us to speak up when we should stay quiet, to show off when we should wait, and to jump into things before we're ready. But Ryan says, slow down. Restraint means having self-control. It means knowing when not to speak, when not to react, and when not to chase every opportunity. Ego tells us, do something now. But wisdom says, be patient. Sometimes the smartest move is to wait. Sometimes silence is more powerful than words. By holding back and thinking first, we make better decisions and avoid creating problems we don't need. So next time you feel like showing off or proving something, pause, breathe, restrain yourself. That's real strength. The ego loves to live in our head. It fills us with daydreams, pride, and imaginary victories. We think about how great we'll be, how others will admire us. But we're not doing anything real. Ryan says, get out of your head and into real life. Focus on action. Focus on learning. Focus on doing the work, not just thinking about what success might feel like. Too much thinking leads to fear, stress, and inaction. Ego makes you believe you're already special, but if you're not putting in the work, that belief is just an illusion. So stop dreaming so much and start doing. Let go of the fantasy. The only thing that matters is the effort you put in today. When we start to see a little bit of success, ego wakes up fast. It tells us, you're special now. We begin to believe we're better than others, even if we've only just started. That's called early pride, and it's dangerous. Ryan says that early pride makes us stop learning. We think we've figured everything out. But the truth is, success is just the beginning. If we let ego take over, we stop listening, we stop improving, and eventually, we fall. It's okay to be proud of your progress, but stay humble. Remind yourself that there's still so much to learn and many miles to go. Real strength is staying grounded, even when things are going well. After warning us about early pride, Ryan gives us the simple cure. Keep working. Ego wants rewards. It wants to celebrate early wins. But real success comes from showing up every day and doing the work, even when it's boring, hard, or invisible. Don't wait for motivation. Don't expect applause. Just keep building, learning, and improving. Great people don't just work when it's fun. They work when no one is watching. They keep pushing forward, step by step. So instead of asking, when will I be successful? Ask, did I do the work today? Because ego doesn't like hard work, but growth depends on it. Ego doesn't just show up at the start. It follows us through every stage, especially when we start winning. Ryan explains that success brings new challenges. People praise us, look up to us, and we start to believe we're untouchable. That's when ego becomes dangerous again. It tells us, you've made it. You don't need help anymore. But that's how people stop growing and start falling. No matter how far you go, ego is always waiting to sneak back in. That's why we have to stay aware, stay humble, and keep learning, even at the top. Success isn't a finish line. It's just another step, and ego is still the enemy. Ryan talks about 3 big ego problems that often show up when people are successful. Entitlement, thinking you deserve special treatment. Control, trying to manage everything and everyone. Paranoia, believing others are out to get you or take your spot. These are signs that ego is in charge, and they can destroy everything you've built. Entitlement makes you lazy. Control makes you stressed. Paranoia makes you fearful. All 3 can push good people away and stop you from growing. The solution? Stay thankful. Trust others. Let go of what you can't control. Focus on doing good work instead of trying to control the world around you. Success can be tricky. Once we reach a certain level, the challenge isn't just getting better, it's managing ourselves so we don't mess it all up. Ryan says the biggest threat after success isn't failure, it's our ego. We lose focus when we start believing we're more important than the mission. We stop listening to feedback. We ignore problems. That's when things fall apart. The key is to manage yourself like a professional. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Keep your emotions in check. Don't chase fame or attention. Chase results. True leaders don't let their ego lead the way. They stay in control of their thoughts, actions, and habits. The disease of me happens when you think everything is about you, your success, your ideas, your vision. But no great thing is ever built alone. Ryan says ego makes us selfish. We stop giving credit. We stop working as a team. We think, I did all this, when the truth is, others helped along the way. This mindset destroys businesses, teams, and relationships. When ego says me, success turns into struggle. The cure? Focus on we instead of me. Be a team player. Share credit. Stay humble. Remember that no matter how talented you are, you can't do everything alone. When things fall apart, your business fails, you lose a job, or life hits you hard, ego will panic. It screams, you're nothing without your success. But Ryan says, this is the perfect time to ask yourself a deep question. What's important to you? If your identity is built only on achievements or titles, failure will crush you. But if you know your values, like honesty, growth, helping others, you can stay strong even in hard times. When ego fades, clarity shows up. You start to see what truly matters, and often failure becomes a turning point, not the end. So instead of clinging to your ego, focus on what's real and lasting. Ego hates reality. It wants to believe the world is unfair, or that failure is someone else's fault. But the truth? Sometimes we mess up. Sometimes life is just hard. Ryan explains that real strength comes from accepting reality exactly as it is. No excuses, no lies. When you stop pretending and face the truth, that's when you can actually fix things and move forward. This takes humility. It means admitting your weaknesses. It means learning from the pain. But that's how you grow. Ego wants to run. But courage means staying, facing the truth, and doing the work to get better. Failure, rejection, setbacks. Most people hate them. But Ryan says, what if you loved them? This idea comes from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in a mindset called amor fati, which means love of fate. It means accepting whatever happens and using it as fuel to grow stronger. Ego says, this is unfair. But a stronger voice says, this is a challenge. I'll use it. When you learn to love everything that happens, good or bad, you become unstoppable. Failure doesn't crush you. It teaches you. It shapes you. So instead of asking, why me, ask, what can I learn from this? Ryan uses the movie Fight Club as a powerful example. In the film, the main character has to destroy his fake, perfect image of himself before he can become truly free. We all have moments like that, moments when life forces us to face who we are, without the ego, without the mask. These moments hurt, but they're also where real transformation begins. Ego says, you're already great, but growth comes when we say, I still have work to do. Your Fight Club moment could be a loss, a breakdown, or even just an honest conversation. Whatever it is, face it. Don't run, because on the other side of ego is real freedom. Sometimes ego makes us accept things we shouldn't, bad deals, fake friends, or toxic work, just to keep up an image of success. Ryan says, you have to draw the line. Know your values. Know what's right. And never let ego convince you to cross that line just to look good or win short-term praise. You might feel pressure to say yes to everything, to chase every opportunity. But not all attention is good. Not all success is worth it. Stand for something. Protect your peace, your time, and your integrity. Because when ego takes over, you'll trade long-term happiness for short-term applause, and that's never worth it. Ryan compares ego to a drug. It feels good at first. Praise, fame, likes, followers. But the more you get, the more you want. And before you know it, you're addicted. He says we must stay sober, mentally clear, grounded, and honest with ourselves. Just like recovering addicts avoid triggers, we have to avoid things that feed our ego. That means staying away from constant praise, fake friends, or unhealthy competition. Keep people around you who tell you the truth. Stay focused on real work, not just recognition. Check in with yourself regularly. Ego is sneaky, but self-awareness is the cure. We live in a world that says results are everything. Win the award, hit 1 million followers, get rich. But Ryan reminds us of something important. The effort is enough. You can't always control the outcome, but you can control how hard you work, how honest you are, and how much you grow. Ego says, if I don't win, I'm a failure. But a wiser voice says, I showed up. I did my best. That's success. Let go of needing to impress others. Let go of chasing trophies. Focus on the process. That's where real confidence comes from. Not ego, but effort. Makes it clear, ego never goes away. It's always waiting for a moment of pride, a bit of success, a tiny failure, to sneak back in. You can't beat ego once and be done. You have to stay alert, stay humble, keep learning. The enemy isn't outside, it's inside, and the moment you think you're above it, that's when ego wins. But the good news? Now you know how to spot it, and you know how to fight back, with humility, discipline, and purpose. The book ends with a simple truth. Don't talk, don't show off, just work. Stop worrying about what others think. Stop chasing titles. Put your head down and do the work. Quietly, consistently, patiently. That's how greatness is built. Not by ego, not by noise, but by effort, day after day. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You just need to show up and do your job. Because in the end, ego is the enemy, but work is the answer. When life slows down, after a job loss, a failure, or a painful moment, we usually feel stuck. But Ryan Holiday says that these moments aren't worthless. They're powerful, if we use them right. We all face 2 choices during tough times. Dead time, we sit around, complain, and waste it. Alive time, we grow, learn, and prepare for what's next. Ego wants to rush ahead, pretend nothing happened, or blame others. But smart people use this time to reflect, rebuild, and get better. Every setback can be a setup for a comeback, if we choose alive time over dead time. We live in a world that tells us to chase results. Win the trophy, get the raise, gain the followers. But Ryan reminds us, what really matters is the effort. You can't control outcomes, but you can control your actions, your mindset, and your work ethic. Ego says, if I don't succeed, I'm a failure. But the truth is, if you gave your best, you've already succeeded. Detach from needing praise. Forget about impressing others. Fall in love with the process. Because in the long run, results will come and go. But effort? That's always in your hands. In the face of failure, ego will tempt you to cheat, cut corners, or chase attention just to feel good again. But Ryan says, you must draw the line. That means knowing what's right and refusing to cross it, even when things are falling apart. It's easy to lose your values when you're desperate, but character is tested most when times are tough. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What won't I compromise? You don't have to win dirty. You don't need to impress anyone. Keep your integrity, because success without principles is just ego in disguise. Ryan compares ego to a drug. It gives you a temporary high, attention, praise, status, but just like a drug, it's addictive and dangerous. When life gets hard, ego whispers, you deserve better. You're too good for this. But that voice is a trap. It keeps you stuck in denial instead of moving forward. So what's the solution? Sobriety, not just from alcohol or substances, but from ego itself. Stay clear-headed. Stay honest. Stay grounded. Surround yourself with people who keep you in check. Avoid the hype. Focus on the truth, not the noise. Real strength is staying sober, even when ego offers a quick fix. Chapter is a reminder. Ego isn't just a problem in failure or success. It's a lifelong battle. You might beat it today, but it'll come back tomorrow. When you win, ego wants to brag. When you lose, ego wants to blame. When you're in the middle, ego wants to rush the process. Ryan says, always be on guard. Don't let one good moment fool you into thinking you've made it. Don't let one bad day convince you it's over. Whatever comes next, win or lose, fast or slow, ego will try to take over. And your job is to keep it in check, every single day. It's not something you beat once and forget about. It's something you must fight daily. Ego wants to make you act big, feel special, and believe you're better than others. But real strength is the opposite. It's humility. It's patience. It's staying focused on the work, not the noise. Don't chase attention. Don't rely on praise. Don't build your identity on what people think of you. Just show up. Do the work. Stay grounded. Stay humble. Because in the end, ego never helps. It only blocks your growth, ruins relationships, and keeps you from becoming who you were meant to be. Let go of ego, and everything gets better. So now you know. Ego is the enemy at every stage of life. It can stop you before you start, blind you when you succeed, and crush you when you fail. But if you stay humble, keep learning, and focus on the work, not the applause, you'll rise above it. If this summary helped you see things differently, drop a like to support the channel. Share your biggest takeaway from the book in the comments. I'd love to hear what hit you the most. Remember to subscribe for more simple, powerful breakdowns of life-changing books like this one. Until next time, keep your ego in check and your growth in motion. Thanks for watching. Or